Good morning. How's it going? Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. She's been asleep for 15 minutes. Do we think that we can keep her asleep while we make coffee long enough to have her sleep through book club? It's like 8:32, I think. 8:32, 8:33, something like that. Let's see. Mommy has to reach this. Can't stay because kids, but good morning. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's 5:30 for you. Well. You must be either in Hawaii or Alaska or something like that, right? I would assume, just based on that bit of information. You're in Hawaii. See, I'm pretty good at guessing. I'm pretty good at time zones, you guys. I'm pretty good at it. Mine's laying on me like I'm a pillow. Yeah, I mean, same. Mine is laying on me like I'm a pillow also. So. Ooh, I just made a mess. Oh no, don't wake up. Don't wake up. Don't wake up. Okay, I think I got them all. Not 100% sure, but I think. Good morning. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, how are you feeling? Becca, question is correct. I'm at Orange Sale and I found first edition hardback copy. Oh, that's amazing. I read Orange Sale instead of Garage Sale. I don't know what I'm talking about when I do things like that. Hey, speaking of garage sales, if any of you guys go to garage sales and see cool baby wraps anytime, I'll buy them off you. Just saying. So. Message me and be like, hey, do you want this one? And I'll be like, yeah. And then I will Venmo you for it and you can mail it to me. We picked up the Zoe and the baby has decided that she needed it. That's all she needed. She was like, hey Naisa, hello. Good morning everybody. Hey Ray. Ray just missed me showing my hand about carriers. Ray knows I have a sickness though, so, you know, she's aware. She's fully aware of the addiction that has sprung out of her. It's totally Ray's fault, you guys. So listen, like, she did this to herself. I'm trying not to stress over flight tomorrow. You know what, Susan? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I was stressed also. Beans, no more. So, Susan, I will tell you, she's her mother's child already struggling, so yeah. I will tell you, Susan, I was super, super stressed our first flight also, so I'm not at all saying that I blame you, but what I'm saying is, like, it did what it was going to do regardless. You know what I mean? So, like, there was turbulence, and I was freaked out, and, like, blah, blah, blah. But you match us in slam morning. I mean, I do that, too, though. That's the problem. Guilty and not sorry. Yeah, no, don't be sorry. It's a whole fantastic life. Morning, Brittany. But so, like, you know, you just have to, hey, Isabella, take the hits as they come, I guess, because something, ultimately, there's no way that it can be perfect. Children's books, I mean, that's good, too. The first flight's 10 hours. I'm just worried I didn't pack enough for the baby to do. Well, I mean, hopefully he'll nap, right? At least a little bit? I don't know. What did you pack for him to do? I hardly packed anything for her to do because she's so small. Yeah, she's sleeping. I'm hoping she stays asleep. All their books on her PJs. No, her pajamas are dinosaurs. Dinosaur, I'm a dinosaur. They're like neon dinosaurs. How cute are those? Look at that. So fun. It's an overnight, so I'm hoping he sleeps. Yeah, her first flight was overnight. She slept almost the entire time. The second flight was not overnight. She did not sleep. So overnight flight is the win as far as I'm concerned. The overnight flight was great. She literally was only awake for like 30 minutes of the whole flight. We do try to get her really cute clothes. My husband picked out these. You waxed your eyebrows. Oh, fancy girl. A lash lift. Look at you. I've never had a lash lift. I don't even know what that would entail. I mean, I can kind of guess, but like, I don't really know. So yeah, she was awake the whole second flight, which was not fun. I'm nervous for our flight being outnumbered. Yes, well, that's different. Being outnumbered is very different than like, it also makes you look pretty without makeup for vacation. I see. The question here now is, do I want to put another shot in here because I barely got any sleep? Yes. Okay, so she's asleep. I'm wondering if she'll let me sit down. The baby's 5 months old. You're prego drinking decaf espresso now. Oh my gosh! Congratulations! When are you due? That's phenomenal. Congratulations to you. Miles declared he's scared to fly, which I knew was coming. Tell him it means he gets to go. You know what? I'm not going to say that out loud. Never mind. I'm going to go move the tripod really quickly and be right back. I'm not saying it out loud in case he's listening. February, she was due in February also, but she came in, you're welcome, Becca. She came in January, but she was also due in February. What day in February are you due? You must be like real close to what, when we were due. She was due like the 10th, 11th-ish, but then, are you okay? Oh my God, it's like having a hernia. That felt really dramatic. Was that necessary at all? The 19th. Okay, yeah. No, I totally remember this time last year. Like I said, we were due like the 10th originally. So really, literally right around the same time. The coffee machine is being a drama queen today, you guys. I'm so sorry about that noise. Yeah, it's tired too. It's because we use it too much. You guys, we make like 6 cups of coffee a day in this thing because we're tired. So, yeah. Okay, it kind of looks like she's gonna let me sit, which is great, but I didn't move the tripod because I thought she wasn't gonna let me, so I'm gonna leave you guys here for a second. I am going to, it's the home version, I should have gotten the professional version, you're probably right. I'm gonna go put this down, move the tripod, and then come back for you. Is this some kind of miracle? Like, what's happening right now? She's asleep, and she's been asleep for 24 minutes. Honestly, if it comes down to it, I'll just give him Ellie's nausea meds. And yeah. I know someone, and this is not me recommending that you do this, but I knew someone in the 80s who used to give their kids Benadryl on flights for that reason. Yeah. Okay. Yes. No, you may not see her face. We don't show her face on the internet, and we will not until she is old enough to choose for herself. Okay, let's fix this tripod. Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't recommend it now or anything like that. We're talking about the 80s, Susan. Oh, it can help motion sickness as well. Oh, maybe. Loki, odd question. Can I see your baby's face? Yeah, right. Isabella's so funny. You know what's funny about Isabella, you guys? Because she's been in book club so long, she's kind of like a protective older sister to baby girl here, and she does not like when people say things to her. She like she, I mean, funny in a good way, like obviously, like you're the way you said it was funny, but also I think it's really like powerful that you're like, I'm so protective over her, and you don't let anyone come at her, which I think is very cute. Hey grandma's in the house. Oh my god, really, Ray? Ooh, yeah, that would not have been my favorite move. Yeah. Ellie was so mad that you dare showed her slime instead of baby. Well, Ellie can see, that's different. You are, Isabella, you totally are. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's literally what I was implying. Yeah, that's a big no from me, son. Like, it's okay for parents to take individual videos and stuff, just not to post them unless you block out all the kids' faces. You know what I mean? Except your own. I mean, you choose to do what you want with your own kid's face. They handled it well yesterday. Good. She's only like 7, right? Isn't she 7? Am I crazy? I keep forgetting if she's 7 or 8. Did she have a birthday yet? I can't keep track of these children. There's too many of them and they're all small. It was a fellow kid. Oh, that's hard. Okay, she is still 7. When is her birthday? Didn't we have a birthday thing for her last year? Am I crazy? I feel like we did something when she turned 7. Okay, that makes sense. So a kid doing it December 15th. That's right. We're both December babies. Okay, this all makes more sense. December 15th last year, I was struggling. I was very large. You know what, Becca? That's enough from you. That's enough of your lip, madam. That is enough. You guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is how Becca and I became friends. Her literally doing this to me. People in general are way too comfortable filming and posting without consent. Yeah, but the fact that it was a kid makes me a little bit more understanding. So your baby will always be protected by all of us. Yes, absolutely. The kid shouldn't have a channel at that age anyway. Agreed. Yeah, they called the other parent and had it taken down last night, but yeah, protect all kids. Yeah, I totally agree. I finally got my Christmas slime kit to one of my friends. Her kid is, oh, well, just, you know what I found out? Apparently there is a, Becca's always spicy. There is, yes, this is my first child. There is an app. So I follow this woman called the Baby Wearing OT. She's an occupational therapist who talks about like the benefits of baby wearing and things like that. And she doesn't show her kids' faces, but she uses her kid in her videos. Oh, well, name, that's different. And I was like, oh my gosh, how does she do it? Because she has videos of her son in motion and his face is always blurred out. And I was like, I need that, right? Like I need that feature. And so I found out from her what she uses because I've been doing it frame by frame and it takes forever, but she has one where it just like, it tracks the face and it just blurs it out. You just choose which face you want to blur and it tracks it. I was like, oh, that's the win, right? Because I cannot be sitting here blurring out frame by frame when I'm tossing her on my back. But if it will track it, fine, she can be in whatever, you know what I mean? Because I don't care if you can see the back of her head. The back of her head looks just like most babies' backs of heads, you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. Staff at school brought up my kids' spice, whoops, yeah. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna download that app and try it and see if it works. Yeah, it would be amazing, right? Super, super helpful for people like me. And her ear, yeah, frame by frame. That's what I did for the Superman toss video, right? I literally did it frame by frame. Yeah, well, like when she's sitting in the same place, her eyes are blue. When she's sitting in the same place like this, it's really easy to blur it out. You don't have to go frame by frame because it's like, I will, Stephanie, it's called InShot. I'll let you know if it works because it's just right here. So you just have it go for the whole video and you just leave it in one spot. But when I'm tossing her up on my back, she's moving so quickly, I had to go frame by frame. And I did it really clunkily, but you know, dedication to her as unprecedented. Oh, thank you, Christy. I really appreciate you saying that. You know what the funny thing is? I don't know if my mom is still in the room, but did you guys know that my mom put us on TV when I was like Caddy's age? We're sitting here. Oh, yes, her eyes are blue. Yes, my mom is here. There she is. Look, Mom, is it true? Was I on TV? Yes, her eyes are always blue. Oops. It's because she had a TV show. It's true. Mom had a TV show. And this little one will not be on TV, despite how beautiful she is and the fact that we could probably get her cast in tons of things. That's right, I was also on the radio, but that's different. I would let her be on the radio. I'd let you hear her voice. I do. I let her hear, you guys hear her voice all the time. So that doesn't bother me. I just, you know, and you know what the thing is? I actually don't blame my mom because the world was different when she had us on things, and people, the internet wasn't like, it didn't exist, let alone like it is now. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it was different. It wasn't like it is now, you know? It wasn't as easy to track people. Exactly, Becca, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, when we were little, you couldn't just take my face and find me, you know what I mean? It's so much different. So yeah, happy early birthday to my mom. Yes, she has been a grandma for many years. In fact, but you were recognized at shopping malls. Okay, well, now you're ruining my theory, Mom. She just threw my theory out the window. Never mind. Okay, well, I tried, you guys. I really did. Let's just read, shall we? We're gonna read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which we are almost done with. What time is it? It is 8:49. Okay, great. Google wouldn't let you take an image and find it. Yeah, no, not back then. I don't think Google even existed when I was 7. Didn't Google come, right, Jen? When did Google come out? Like when did Google come out, you guys? Am I crazy, or 1997? Something like that? Guys, I think we're gonna finish the book today. 98. Okay, I was close. That was a good guess. 97 was a good guess. Yeah, Amanda, I would be too, actually. That would alarm me as well. Okay, we're on chapter 29, you guys, and I think there's only 30 chapters, so I think we should just try to bowl through it and finish today so that we can start a new book tomorrow. I'm not a reliable source for this question. That is true, Isabella. You are too young for that question, but the rest of us should know. I found Mac's birthday in 98. Oh, September of 98. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's finish it up, you guys. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Chapter 29. Coriolanus soldiered his way through the aftermath, remaining stone-faced and speechless as he traveled back to the base. He returned his gun, and he walked to the barracks. He knew that people were staring at him. Sejanus was known to be his friend, or at least a member of his squad. They wanted to see him crack, but they refused to give him the satisfaction. So alone in his room, he slowly removed his uniform, hanging each piece with precision, smoothing the creases with his fingers. Away from prying eyes, he allowed his body to deflate, his shoulders to droop in fatigue. All he'd managed to get down today had been a few swallows of apple juice. He felt too debilitated to rejoin his squad for target practice. To face Bug, Beanpole, and Smiley? No. His hands shook too badly to hold a rifle anyway. He sat on Beanpole's bunk in his underwear in the stifling room, waiting for whatever it was to come. Bye, Christina. We'll see you later. It was only a matter of time. Maybe he could just give himself up before they came to arrest him because Spruce had confessed too, or more likely, Sejanus had divulged the details of the murders. Even if they had not, the Peacekeeper's rifle was still out there covered in his DNA. Spruce had not fled to freedom, probably lying low until he could rescue Lil, and if he had remained in District 12, so had the murder weapons. They could be testing his gun right at this minute, looking for confirmation that Spruce had used it to kill Mayfair, and discovering that the shooter was in fact their own Private Snow, the one who'd ratted out his best friend and sent him to the gallows. Coriolanus buried his face in his hands. He had killed Sejanus as surely as if he'd bludgeoned him to death like he did Bobbin, or gunned him down like he had Mayfair. He'd killed the person who had considered him his brother. But even as the vileness of this act threatened to drown him, a tiny voice kept asking,
What choice did you have? What choice? No choice. Sejanus had been bent on self-destruction, and Coriolanus had been swept along in his wake, only to be deposited at the foot of the hanging tree himself. He tried to think rationally about it. Without him, Sejanus would have died in the arena, prey to the pack of tributes who had tried to kill him as they fled. Technically, Coriolanus had given him a few more weeks of life and a second chance, an opportunity to mend his ways. But he hadn't, couldn't, didn't dare to. He was what he was. Maybe the wilderness would have been the best for him. Poor Sejanus. Poor, sensitive, foolish, dead Sejanus. Coriolanus crossed to Sejanus' locker, removed a box of personal items, and sat on the floor, spreading the contents in front of him. The only addition in his first search were a couple of homemade cookies covered in bits of tissue. Coriolanus unwrapped one and took a bite. Why not? The sweetness spread across his tongue and images flashed in his brain. Sejanus holding out a sandwich at the zoo. Sejanus standing up to Dr. Gall. Sejanus embracing him on the road back to the base. Sejanus swinging from the rope. Ma, Ma, Ma. He gagged on the cookie, bringing up a splash of apple juice, sour and acidic along with crumbs. Sweat poured off his body and he began to cry. Leaning back against the lockers, he curled his legs into his chest and he let the ugly, violent sobs shake him. Good morning, Anya. He wept for Sejanus, for poor old Ma, and for sweet, devoted Tigress and his feeble, delusional grandmama, who would soon be losing him in such a sordid way. And yeah, for himself, because any day now he too would be dead. He started gasping for air in terror, as if the rope already choked the life from his body. He did not want to die, especially not in the field, with those mutant birds echoing his last utterance. Who knew what crazy thing you would say in a moment like that, and who him dead and the birds screaming it out until the mockingjays turned it into some macabre song? After about 5 minutes, the outburst ended, and he calmed himself, rubbing his thumb over the cool marble heart from Sejanus' box. There was nothing to do except to try to face his death like a man, like a soldier, like a snow. Having accepted his fate, he felt the need to get his affairs in order. He had to make what small amends he could for those he loved. Unfastening the back of the silver picture frame, he found quite a bit of cash still remained after Sejanus' gun purchase. He took one of the creamy, fancy envelopes Sejanus had brought from the capital, stuffed the money in it, and sealed it, and addressed it to Tigress. After tidying Sejanus' keepsakes, he returned the box to his locker. What else? He found himself thinking of Lucy Gray, the one and now only love of his life. He would like to leave her a remembrance of him, so he dug through his own box and decided on the orange scarf, since the covey loved color, and her more than most. He was unsure of how he would get it to her, but if he made it to Sunday, maybe he could sneak off the base and see her one last time. He placed the neatly folded scarf with the strings that Pluribus had sent, and after rinsing the snot and tears from his face, he dressed and walked over to the post office to mail the money home. At dinner, he whispered an account of the hanging to his miserable bunkmates, trying to soften it. I think he died immediately. He couldn't have felt any pain. I still can't believe that he did it, said Smiley, and Beanpole's voice quivered. I hope they don't think that we were all involved. No, Bug and I are the only ones who'd be suspected of being rebel sympathizers, being district and all that, said Smiley. What are you worried about? You guys are capital. Yeah, so was Sejanus, Beanpole reminded him. But not really, right? Like the way he always talked about District 2, said Bug. No, not really, agreed Coriolanus. Coriolanus spent the evening on guard duty at the empty prison, and he slept like the dead, which made sense since it was only a matter of hours before he would join them. He went through the motions during morning drills and almost felt relief when at the end of lunch Commander Hoff's aide appeared and requested that he follow him. Not as dramatic as the military police, but as they were trying to reinstate a sense of normalcy among the troops, it was the right way to proceed. Sure that he would be taken straight from the commander's office to prison, Coriolanus regretted not placing some bit of home in his pocket to hang on to in his last hours. His mother's powder would have been the thing, something to soothe him while he waited for the rope. While not grand, The commander's office proved nicer than any other space he'd seen on base. He sank to the leather seat across the desk from the Hoff, grateful that he could continue to receive his death sentence with little class. Remember, you're a Snow, he told himself. Let's go out with some dignity. The commander excused his aide, who left the office and closed the door behind him. Hoff leaned back in his chair and considered Coriolanus for a long moment.
Quite a week for you.
Yes, sir. He wished the man would just get on with the interrogation. He was too tired to play some cat-and-mouse game.
Quite a week, repeated Hoff. I understand you were a stellar student back in the capital.
Coriolanus had no idea who he had heard that from and wondered if it could have been Sejanus. Not that it mattered now.
That's a generous assessment, said Coriolanus. The commander smiled. And modest too, huh?
Oh, just arrest me already, thought Coriolanus. He didn't need some long wind-up to disappointment that he turned out to be.
I'm told that you were close friends with Sejanus Plinth, said Hoff.
Ah, here we go, thought Coriolanus. Why not speed things along instead of drawing it out with denials?
Yeah, he said. We were more than friends. We were like brothers.
Hoff gave him a sympathetic look.
Then all I can do is express the capital's sincerest gratitude for your sacrifice.
Wait, what? Coriolanus stared at him in confusion.
Sir? Dr. Gall received your message from the Jabberjay, Hoff reported. She said sending it couldn't have been an easy choice for you to make. Your loyalty to the capital came at a great personal cost.
So, a reprieve? Apparently the gun with his DNA on it had not yet surfaced. They viewed him as a conflicted capital hero. He adopted a suffering look as befitting a man who was grieving his wayward friend.
Sejanus wasn't bad, he said. Just confused. I agree, but conspiring with the enemy crosses a line that we can't afford to ignore, I'm afraid.
Hoff paused in thought.
Do you think that he could have been mixed up in the murders?
Coriolanus's eyes widened as if the idea had never crossed his mind.
The murders?
You mean at the Hob?
The mayor's daughter and...
The commander flipped through some papers, and then he decided not to bother.
Whoever that other fellow.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Do you think they're connected? Asked Coriolanus as if mystified.
I don't know. Don't care much, Hoff told him. The young man was running with the rebels and she was running with him. Whoever killed them probably saved me a lot of trouble down the road.
Doesn't sound like Sejanus, said Coriolanus. He never wanted to hurt anyone. He wanted to be a medic.
Yes, that's what your sergeant said, Hoff agreed. So he didn't mention getting them any guns?
Guns? No, not that I know of. How would he get guns? Coriolanus was beginning to enjoy himself a little bit.
I don't know, buy them off the black market. He's from a rich family, I hear, said Hoff. Well, never mind. It's likely to remain a mystery unless those weapons turn up. I've got peacekeepers searching all over the scene for the next few days, but in the meantime, Dr. Gall and I have decided to keep your help with Sejanus quiet for your safety. We don't want the rebels targeting you, now do we?
That's what I would prefer anyway, said Coriolanus. It's hard enough dealing with my decision privately.
I understand. But when the dust settles, remember you did a real service for your country. Try to put it behind you.
And then, as if an afterthought, he added,
It's my birthday today.
Yes, I helped unload some whiskey for the party, said Coriolanus.
That's usually a good time. Try to enjoy yourself.
Hoff stood up and extended his hand. Coriolanus rose and shook it. I'll do my best, and happy birthday, sir. The bunkmates greeted him with delight when he returned, ambushing him with questions about the commanders calling him in.
He knew Sejanus and I had history together, and he just wanted to make sure that I was all right, Coriolanus told them.
This news improved everyone's spirits, and This news improved everyone's spirits, and the update to their afternoon schedule gave Coriolanus some satisfaction. Instead of shooting targets, they were cleared to take out the Jabberjays and Mockingjays in the hanging tree. Their chorus following Sejanus' final outcry had been the last straw. Coriolanus felt giddy as he blasted the Mockingjays off the branches, managing to kill 3. Not so clever now, are you? He thought. Unfortunately, most of the birds flew out of range after a short while, but they'd be back. He'd be back too, if he didn't hang first. In honor of the commander's birthday, they all showered and then dressed in the freshest fatigues before heading over to the mess hall. Cookie had laid out a surprisingly elegant meal, serving up steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, and fresh, not canned, peas. Each soldier got a big mug of beer, and Hoff was on hand to cut an enormous frosted cake. After dinner, they all assembled at the gymnasium, which had been decorated with banners and flags for the occasion. Whiskey flowed freely, and many impromptu toasts were made over the mic they brought out for this purpose. But Coriolanus didn't realize that there would be entertainment until some of the soldiers started setting up chairs. Uh-oh.
Sure, an officer told him. Yep, we hired that band from the Hog. Commander gets a kick out of them.
Lucy Gray. This would be his chance, probably his only chance to ever see her again. He ran back to the barrack and retrieved the box from Pluribus with the instrument strings and his scarf, and he hurried back to the party. He could see that his bunkmates had saved a chair for him about halfway up, but he stood at the back of the audience. If an opportunity came, he didn't want to make a scene getting out. The lights flickered off the main part of the gym, leaving only the area by the mic illuminated, and the crowd grew quiet. All eyes were on the locker room, which had been hung with the blanket that the Covey used in the Hog. Maud Ivory scampered out in a buttercup yellow dress with a wide skirt, and she hopped up on a crate that someone had set in front of the mic. Well, hey there, everybody. Tonight's a special night, and you know why. It's someone's birthday. The peacekeepers broke into raucous applause. Maud Ivory began to sing the old standby birthday song, and everyone joined in. Happy birthday to someone special, and we wish you many more. Once a year we give a cheer to you, Commander Hoff. Happy birthday. It was the only verse, but they sang it 3 times while the Covey, one by one, took their place on the stage. Coriolanus drew in a sharp breath when Lucy Gray appeared in the rainbow dress from the arena. Most people would think it was for the commander's birthday, but he felt certain that it was for him, a way to communicate, to bridge the chasm that circumstance had dug between them. An overwhelming flush of love ran through him as her reminder that he was not alone in this tragedy, that they were back in the arena, fighting for survival, just the 2 of them against the world. He felt a bittersweet pang as he thought of her watching him die, but gratitude that she would survive. He was the only one left who could place her at the murders. She hadn't touched the weapons. Whatever happened to him, there was comfort in knowing that she would live on for both of them. For the first half an hour, he didn't take his eyes off her as the Covey ran through some of their regular numbers, and then the rest of the band cleared out, leaving her alone in the light. She settled on a high stool, and then, had he imagined it, she patted the pocket of her dress the same way that she had in the arena. It was her signal that she was thinking of him, that even if they were separated by space, they were together in time. Every nerve was tingling. He listened intently as she began an unfamiliar song. Everyone's born clean as a whistle, as fresh as a daisy, and not a bit crazy. Staying that way is hard row for hoeing, as rough as a briar, like walking through fire. This world, it's dark, and this world, it's scary. I've taken some hits, no wonder I'm weary. It's why I need you. You're pure as the driven snow. Oh no, he had not imagined anything. The mention of snow confirmed it. She had written this song for him. Everyone wants to be like a hero, the cake with the cream, the doer or dreamer. Doing hard work takes some change things, like goat's milk to butter and ice blocks to water. This world goes blind when children are dying. I turn to dust, but you never stop trying. It's why I love you. You're pure as the driven snow. His eyes filled with tears. They would hang him, but she would know, They would hang him, but she would be there, knowing well that he was still a genuinely good person, not a monster who cheated or betrayed his friend, but someone who had tried to be noble in impossible circumstances, someone who had risked everything to save her in the games, someone who'd risked it all again to save her from Mayfair, the hero of her life. Cold and clean, swirling over my skin, you cloak me, you soak right in, down to my heart, to her heart. Everyone thinks they know all about me. They slap me with labels, they spit out their fables. You came along and you knew it was lying. You saw the ideal me, and yes, that's the real me. This world, it's cruel with the troubles aplenty. You asked for a reason, I've got 3 and 20 for why I trust you. You're pure as the driven snow. Had there been any doubt, this confirmed it. 3 and 20, 23, the number of tributes that she survived in the games, and all because of him. That's why I trust you. You're pure as the driven snow. The mention of trust, before need, before love came trust, the thing she valued the most, and he, Coriolanus Snow, was the one she trusted. As the audience applauded, he stood still clutching his box, too moved to even join in. The rest of the covey ran on stage, while Lucy Gray disappeared behind the blanket, and Maud Ivory got her crate back in place, and a twangy tune began. Well, there's a dark and troubled side of life. There's a bright and sunny side, too. Coriolanus recognized this tune, the song about the sunny side, the one she'd been singing during the murders. This was his chance. He maneuvered his way out the nearby door as inconspicuously as possible, and with everyone safely inside, he sprinted around the gymnasium to the locker room and tapped on the outside door. It flew open immediately as if she'd been waiting for him, and Lucy Gray flung herself into his arms. For a while, they just stood there clinging to each other, but time was precious. I'm so sorry about Sejanus. Are you okay? She asked breathlessly. Of course, she knew nothing about his role in that. No, not really, but I'm still here for the moment. She drew back and looked at his face. What happened? How did they find out about him helping get Lil out? I don't know. Someone betrayed him, I guess, he said. Lucy Gray didn't hesitate. Spruce. Probably. Coriolanus touched her cheek. What about you? Are you all right? I'm awful. It's just been awful watching him die like that, and then everything after that night. I know you killed Mayfair to protect me and the rest of the covey. She rested her head on his chest. I'll never be able to thank you enough for that. He stroked her hair. Yeah, well, she's gone now, and gone for good, and you're safe. No, not really. Not really. Distraught, Lucy Gray twisted away and began to pace. The mayor, he won't leave me alone. He's sure I killed them both. He drives that awful car down to our house and sits in front of it for hours. The peacekeepers say that he's questioned us all 3 times now. Anyway, they say that he's on them at night and day to arrest me, and if they don't make me pay, he will. That was scary. What did they say to do? Avoid him? But how can I? He's sitting 10 feet from my house, she cried. Mayfair is all that mattered. 10 feet from my house, she cried. Mayfair is all that mattered to him. I don't think he'll rest until I'm dead. And now he's starting to threaten the rest of the covey. I'm gonna run away. What? Asked Coriolanus. Where? North, I guess, like Billy Top and the others were talking about. If I stay here, I know he'll find a way to kill me, and I've been setting up some supplies out there. I might survive. Lucy Gray rushed back into his arms. I'm glad I got to tell you goodbye. Run away. She was really going to do it. Head into the wilderness and take her chances. He knew only the prospect of certain death could drive her to do such a thing. For the first time in days, he saw a way to escape the noose. No, not goodbye. I am going with you. You can't. I won't let you. You'd be risking your life, she warned him. Coriolanus laughed. My life? My life consists of wondering how long it'll be until they find those guns that connect me to Mayfair's murder. They're searching the scene now. It could be any moment. We'll go together. Her brows creased with disbelief. Do you mean it? We'll go tomorrow, he said, one step ahead of the executioner. And the mayor, she added, will finally be free of him, of District 12, of the Capitol, of all of it. Tomorrow, at dawn? Morning, Liz. Tomorrow at dawn, he confirmed, and he thrust the box back into her hands. Here, this is from Pluribus. Well, except the scarf. That's from me. I better run before someone realizes I'm gone and gets suspicious. He pulled her in for a passionate kiss. It's just us again. Just us, she said, her face shining with joy. Coriolanus flew out of the locker room with wings on his heels. Let us greet with a song of hope through the moments, cloudy or fair. It was not just... Oh, sorry, that was the wrong tune. Oh, well. He was not just going to live. He was going to live with her, as the day they had at the lake, through the taste of that fresh fish, the sweet air, and the freedom to act however he wanted, as nature had intended. they would answer to no one, to truly be rid of the world's oppressive expectations forever? Let us trust in tomorrow always to keep us one and in all its care. He made it back to the gymnasium and slipped into his place and time to join in the last chorus. Keep on the sunny side, always keep on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side alive. It will keep us every day, it will brighten us all the way. Just keep on the sunny side alive. Coriolanus's mind was in a whirl. Lucy Gray rejoined the covey for one of those harmonious things with the unintelligible words. He tuned them out and tried the real curveball life had just thrown him. He and Lucy Gray running away into the wilderness, madness, but then again, why not? It was the only lifeline in his reach, and he meant to grasp it and hold on tightly. Tomorrow was Sunday, so he had the day off. He'd leave as early as possible, grab breakfast, possibly his last meal in civilization, and then they'd open the mess hall at 6. After that, he'd hit the road. His bunkmates would be sleeping off the whiskey. He'd have to sneak off the base, the fence. He'd hope Spruce had good information about the weak spot behind the generator, and then he'd make his way to Lucy Gray and he'd run as fast and far as he could. But wait, should he go to her house with all the covey there? And possibly the mayor? Or did she mean that they should meet in the meadow? He was mulling it over when the number ended and she slid back up on her stool with her guitar. I almost forgot. I promised to sing this one for you, she said. And there it was, ever so casually, her hand on her pocket, and she began the song that she'd been working on when he came up behind her in the meadow. Are you coming to the tree where they strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met up at midnight in the hanging tree. The hanging tree, her old meeting spot with Billy Tope. That's where she wanted him to meet her. Are you coming to the tree where the dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met up at midnight in the hanging tree. He would have preferred not to meet up at her old lover's rendezvous spot, but it was certainly much safer than meeting at her house. Who would be there on a Sunday morning anyway? Billy Tope was no longer a concern. She took another breath. She must have written more. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we could both be free? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met up at midnight in the hanging tree. Who did she mean? Billy Tope telling her to come there so that they'd be free? Him telling her tonight so that they would be free? Are you coming to the tree where a necklace of rope side by side with me? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met up at midnight in the hanging tree. Oh, now he got it. The song, the speaker in the song was Billy Tope, and he was singing it to Lucy Gray. He'd witnessed Arlo's death, heard the birds call out the last words, and begged Lucy Gray to run away to freedom with him, and then she'd rejected him, and he wanted her to hang with him rather than to live without him. Coriolanus hoped that this was the final Billy Tope song. What else could be said, really? Not that it mattered. This might be his song, but she was singing it to Coriolanus. Snowlands on top. The covey performed a few more numbers, and then Lucy Gray said, well, as my daddy used to say, you gotta go to bed with the birds if you want to greet them at the dawn. Thanks for having us tonight. And how about one more round of wishes for the Commander Hoff? The whole drunken gymnasium slurred out happy birthday choruses for the commander. The covey took their final bow and exited the stage, and Coriolanus waited in the back to help Bug get beanpole back to the barracks. Before they knew it, it was lights out, and they had to climb into bed in the dark. His bunkmates had lost consciousness almost immediately, but he lay awake, going over the escape plan in his head. It didn't require much, just him, the clothes on his back, and a couple of mementos in his pocket, and, well, a lot of luck. Coriolanus rose at the dawn, dressed in fresh fatigues, and tucked a couple of clean changes of underclothes and socks into his pockets. He chose 3 photos of his family, the circle of his mother's powder, and his father's compass, and hid them among his clothes as well. Last, He made the most convincing form of himself he could with pillows and blankets and arranged a sheet over it. As his bunkmate snored on, he gave the room one final look and wondered if the world would miss him. He joined a handful of early risers for breakfast of bread pudding, which seemed a positive omen for the trip. It was Lucy Gray's favorite. He wished he could take her some, but his pockets were too full, bursting as they did, and they didn't even have napkins in the mess hall. Draining his cup of apple juice, he wiped his mouth on the back of his hand, and he dropped off his tray for the dishwashers, then headed outside, planning to make a beeline for the generator. As he stepped into the sunlight, a pair of guards descended on him. Armed guards, not aides.
"Private Snow," said one. "You're wanted in the commander's office."
A jolt of adrenaline shot through him. His blood pounded in his temples. This couldn't be happening. They couldn't be coming to arrest him just when he was on the verge of freedom, of a new life with Lucy Gray. His eyes darted to the generator about 100 yards from the mess hall. Even with his recent training, no, he'd never make it. He never would. I just need 5 more minutes, he pleaded with the universe. Even 2 will do. The universe ignored him. Flanked by the guards, he drew back his shoulders and marched straight to the commander's office, prepared to face his doom. And as he entered, Commander Hoff rose from his desk and snapped to attention and gave him a salute.
"Private Snow," he said, "let me be the first to congratulate you. You leave for officer school tomorrow." Okay, I thought we were going to be able to finish today, but there's actually a whole nother chapter and an epilogue, so I guess we'll finish it tomorrow, which makes sense because it's the end of the week. So we'll finish it at the end of the week, and then we'll be able to start the new one on Monday, which is a better trajectory anyway. Yeah, 2 paths diverged in a yellow wood. Which one are you going to take? Yeah, it makes more sense. Just finish it out for the week. That way we don't start a new book on a Saturday and then have a gap. We'll start the new one on Monday. I like it. It's good. This book is wild. It's wild. She's so good. Just the ups and downs are crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I'm continuously impressed with the way that she, you know, I mean, like, you really are like, oh my God, like, I know that he's President Snow, but like he loves Lucy Gray and they might escape to freedom. Like you really buy into his story, you know, even though we know he's President Snow. It's also interesting. You know what I wonder? I wonder how Katniss's dad got this song. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have been alive during this time. He would have been born like around the time of or he would have been like born in like 10 years from this, the ups and downs, tying all the things together. I know, it's just great. I agree, Sloth. I completely agree with that assessment. And yet we know. But like, do you guys ever wonder, like, was her dad part Covey and we just don't know it? You know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of things like the Katniss that they eat, he knows about the lake house. Like her dad had to have been part Covey, right? He sang. Maybe he was a descendant of someone who knew Lucy Gray, or even of Lucy Gray. I mean, he could have... Okay, here's a wild theory that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but wouldn't it be crazy if her father was Lucy Gray's son? There's no proof of this. I'm just BSing. It's interesting. Really? Is her grandma the teenage girl? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, could be. We don't know. Because, like, her dad would have been around, do we know mom's maiden name? No, but the mom, we know the mom's history, so it had to be the dad. Because we know that the mom grew up in town, like near the baker's shop. So we know that. So Katniss's mom was like middle class. So that we know. So it couldn't have been her. It would have to be her dad. It could possibly explain everything with Snow, yeah. Like if he recognized it, you know?
Yeah. I don't think we know her dad's name, Avery. I don't think they ever said. That's the thing. If they said, we'd know if there was like a color in the name, right? But I don't think we know Katniss's dad's name. I don't think we know her mom's name either. I don't think she ever said it. I think she just says my mom over and over again. Primrose, though, you know, rose is a color. Katniss isn't a color, though. I haven't read the next book. Maybe it's hinted. I did read the next book, and I don't think... I can't remember. Maybe. I need the refresher. We're going to read it next week, so maybe. Yeah. Burdock Everdeen. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. How'd you find that out, Liz? Is it in one of the books? Which book is it in? Huh. Burdock. Is burdock a color? Do we know? Like some weird other name for some kind of deep green or something? I don't know what burdock means. Interesting. Interesting. It's a root. Oh, just like Katniss. Okay. Everdeen, Evergreen. Yeah, I thought that as well, Samantha. It's in Sunrise. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, all of those things. All those things are possible. What Samantha and Amanda said, it could have been his middle name was a color. Evergreen, Everdeen could have been changed from Evergreen. Yeah, it's edible. Yeah. His mom is related to Covey. Okay, there you go. See? There you go. His mom is related to Covey. I could feel that. I could feel that. Yeah. All right, well, it's all very interesting. She ties it up so well, you guys. She's just, Suzanne, chef's kiss. Yeah, we are investigators. A root, good anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah. Huh. That's the interesting thing about that is that, like, you know, some people consider things like Coriolanus Snow to be a cancer on society, you know, so to be something that's like anti-cancerous, you know, there's something to that, right? All right, so we will finish this book for sure tomorrow, especially because it's Saturday. We'll have a little more time, and I will get the next physical copy so we can start on Monday. I'll go to the bookstore tomorrow then. Her dad was Hamish's best friend. Right, I think I did know that. And for her to have the amazing subtle connections, oh, she's genius. She always picks names with reason. That's right, Jen, that's right. Really? In Sunrise, I think they called him Birdie or something. That makes sense. Birdie, because he could sing so well. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, well, I will see you all later. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm gonna try to do the other fluffy slime today to finish that experiment if I can. And then I want to try to turn the ones that didn't work into actual fluffy slimes. Like, I want to try to fix them, see if we can. I'm not sure, but we're gonna do our best. So we'll see if they're fixable. I don't know, but yes, thank you, Amanda. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.